All right guys, today I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how to change the starter in a 2012 Buick Regal GS. So there's going to be a few tools you'll need. You'll need a 13mm wrench or socket, 15mm wrench or socket, and a 10mm wrench or socket to disconnect the terminals from your battery. So the first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect the terminal. That way it's not going to be drawing from the battery while you're down here working. The next step that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take out these two connections. There's one right here, there's another one up above, and then there's two bolts that you have to get out, one right here and then one down here. I've already loosened that one up, the other one's out already. And then you're also going to want to disconnect this wire too before you take that off, because when this thing falls you don't really want those connections to still be in there. So we'll get this bolt taken off here, and then once that's done we will put in the new starter. All right, so just for reference, before I throw the old one away, here's the new one. And this is what the old one looked like when I pulled it out. You can see it's very corroded. It's really been through the weather, it looks like. And right there, that corroded wiring, I think, is what was causing the issue. That's why every several days when I would try to start the car in the morning, it would just randomly click and it wouldn't turn over. So I had to throw a charger on the battery to give it enough current to draw to get that thing to turn. So once we switch this out and put the new one in there, that should fix the issue. So I've got the new one in here now. One thing that you are going to have to do when you stick that end in there though is you're going to have to get the cogs in those gears to line up and lock. Once you do that, then your holes should line up and it should be real easy to get your bolts in. Once you get these bolts in here finger tight, you're going to want to come back in here with your 15mm wrench and snug those up to hold the starter in. The last thing that you're going to have to do before this is ready is you're going to have to take this little connection here, put that clip back in this piece here, and then there's two connections on here, actually three. So there's another wire that clips on the back side of the starter here to the left, and then there's two connections. There's one on this wire right here, you can kind of see it with my finger there. You're going to have to pull that one over this thread right here, take that nut off, put that on there, and then there's another one hanging underneath here, and that one is actually going to have to go down here in the bottom. If you can see that, the threads that are right on the end of this bolt that are holding the starter up, you're going to have to put a nut on there and then put this connection on there, and then once that's set it should be all good. The new starter is now completely installed. All the wiring is connected again. So the last thing we're going to have to do is just tighten down the terminal to the battery, and then we'll be ready to test it out. So that's really all there is to it. Just a few tools. It shouldn't take you more than maybe an hour to do, and hopefully it saves you a couple $100 if you can do it yourself.